What's up and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be discussing how to trade Forex alongside a 9-to-5 job, sharing my tips based on experience, and just make sure your employee is not watching this, and we'll get straight into today's video.
I know it's gonna hurt, but you're worth fighting for.
Now, YouTube tells me a lot of you guys aren't subscribed yet, so make sure you smash that subscribe button and click post notifications on so that you do not miss out on future videos. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I just wanted to give you a very quick backstory on myself. So I did work a 9-to-5 job from 2016 to 2018. So although it was a short 18 months, I did learn a lot about what habits to put in place, how to have my focus on different things, because it can be distracting. You have your focus on work, so it can be hard to focus on trading, actually take trades, actually manage trades. But I'm going to give you some tips that you can actually try out for yourself, experiment, see if it works, and then apply it. So let's get right into that right now. So kicking off this video with number uno. So I would say one of the biggest things is to make sure you do your watch list and analysis the night before. Now, understanding that you're probably not going to be in the best space of mind when you're at work, because you have a lot going on, you have different tasks to do, you have people looking over you, telling you what to do, you have all these different distractions going on throughout the day. So it's going to be hard to perform at peak performance 24/7. So with that in mind, if you know exactly what you're looking for on each pair, so let's say for example you have 6 pairs on watch, try and filter that down as much as possible. So let's say for the week ahead you have 6 pairs, try and filter that down into daily watch list. So if you can watch 1 or 2 pairs for the day, max 3, max 4, depending on how you feel about it, that's what I found the best situation for myself. If I was focusing on so many different pairs, it would be very hard to kind of pay attention to that pair and make sure that I'm on the ball with that, because you're constantly flicking through. You have so much focus on different areas instead of a few different pairs. So I find that filtering down my watch list definitely helps. But to start off with, make sure you do your planning, make sure you do your prep the night before. Knowing what you're looking at going into the day ahead is a big advantage, especially working a 9-to-5 job, because it means that although you're going to be busy throughout the day, you can have that in the back of your mind. Okay, I'm watching Eurodollar. If this develops, I'm going to take the trade. So you know that probably, okay, 3-4 hours away, it may be ready. So if I have to go to the toilet or go in another room or go and try something to try and take the trade, at least I have that in my favor. At least I can, do that. But at least I'm on the ball because of that nightly prep that I've done the night before. Whereas if you're rushing, you're never going to perform at your best. You're going to constantly miss trades. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to blame your situation when in fact you can actually take advantage of your situation, put good habits in place, which is really going to give you a good stead for when you actually go full-time or part-time working in the future. So that would be the first thing that I would say. So on top of that, I would say a big thing is using your mornings wisely to forecast and prepare for trades as well. You've done your nightly prep the night before, so you have a gauge of what you're looking at for the day ahead. But depending on what time zone you're in, things develop overnight a little bit too. Here in the Asian session, I tend to get a few pairs, so if it's yen related or even dollar related, sometimes it could be Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, they do tend to develop during the Asian session as well, so things do change. So doing that morning prep before you do go to work to refresh your mind, get it involved in your subconscious mind so that when you go and work, you know exactly what you're looking at. Because the last thing you need is that, when you get on a lunch break or you get the chance to check the charts, you have no idea what you're looking for. So use your time wisely in the morning to make sure that you know exactly what you're looking for on each individual pair that is built from the night before. That's such an important point. Now, forecasting wise, there's so many different ways to do it. It's like the market. There are so many different ways to make money. There's not just one style, one strategy that peaks all. There is so many different ways to make money. There is so many different ways to forecast and prepare for trade. So there is no right or wrong. You've probably seen the video that I've done in the past. If not, go back and check that. I'll link a card up here for you to go revisit that. Look at what I do, see if you can actually implement that into your own trading, or you may be able to get a little tweak that you can actually apply, experiment with, and then actually apply into your trading. If not, figure out something that suits you and then go with that. But at least know your process ahead of time so that when you get into the charts in the evening, in the morning, you know exactly how you're going to do things. For me, I like to take screenshots. So I take screenshots of individual pairs. So I take a screenshot of the high time frames, just for a bit of a guide, and then the lower time frames for the entries. So there could be 1, could be 2, could be probably max 3, usually 1 or 2. And that gives me a very good gauge in terms of what I'm looking at should the market develop, in those early hours of the London session when we tend to get a lot more volatility as well. However, if you are at work and you can't prepare for trades in that time in the London session, just make sure you do it prior and then you're ready for the day ahead. Another quick tip as well on this subject is to, if you're signed up for TradingView, if other services may not do it, they may do it, I'm not too sure, but on TradingView you have a feature to set alerts on certain areas of price. So let's say Aussie dollar or Euro dollar is in a certain area of value, you're probably waiting on a few more hours of development. You can set an alert that when price triggers that area, whether it's bullish or bearish, that you'll get an alert on your phone, you get an email, you get a text message. There's certain things you can actually set up and put in place so that if you do forget, if you are distracted at work, you can always keep your phone in your pocket, and even if you can't check it, if you have it on vibration or something, you can recognize that, okay, well, this may be an alert. Let me go to the toilet. Let me go to another room and check that out, see what's available in the markets, and then if there is an entry, then you take it. If not, you get a good gauge of how long it could be far away. It could be an hour away, it could be another 2, but at least you have that good gauge of how long it's going to take before you likely take an entry, which gives you a good foundation, because then you can plan ahead of times and be smart with people. You have different people in rooms probably, you have toilets in your place, you can be creative with a few things, which is what we're going to get into in the next point as well. So the main point of this video, which is what I'm going to talk about right now, is arguably one of the most important things, because you have to be smart. You can't always be textbook, and you have to leverage your situation. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that if you have a computer in your office, or you have an opportunity to go to the toilets or go in another room, take advantage of the time frames. Usually, humans were very basic in certain times. We follow the same habits day in, day out. So what I found was that when I was working 9 to 5, the same people do the exact same thing every day, or more or less every day. Now, I used to work in a finance office alongside 2 other people, so it's kind of hard to check my screen. I couldn't really check my charts, especially in the later day anyway. Early on, I did get the opportunity to kind of check my charts at certain times of the day, which was helpful as well. Funny story with that actually, because I actually got caught once. I was checking my charts, my manager came in the room, forgot that I was even checking the charts. He came over, started talking to me. I just completely forgot that the charts were open, realized, didn't say anything, and then he didn't say anything either, because I think he just blanked it out. And yeah, pretty fortunate really, but I could have got done for that. So have to be smart at the same time. It's not a big deal, but at the same time, if your boss is pretty strict with that, my first boss wasn't, my second boss was a lot more. So you have to kind of gauge your own situation, be creative, be smart with things. But there's always an opportunity to check your phone. If you have to go to the toilets, right, for 3 minutes to take a trade, you gotta do what you gotta do. Be smart with it, especially if you have alert set. You know that, okay, an entry is an hour away. Then an hour goes by, you check the charts on the hour, or every half an hour, whenever you check it according to your style. When you know the trade's ready, just go to the toilet or go to another room to make a coffee or something, and then just take advantage of that situation if you can, to take the trade, to manage the trade, to check the trades. So yeah, you have to be smart with that. But apart from that, just leverage your situation. If you have a lunch break and that's the only break you get, just leverage that. Do some analysis, make sure you're ready. At least put yourself in the best situation. Yes, you are going to miss trades. Yes, it's just a real fact. When I found it difficult, to be honest, because I was always miss trades, and I couldn't quite get to the charts in certain time frames, and even when I did set alerts, sometimes I would have things going on. So it's never going to be perfect, and you are going to miss trades, but you're also going to put yourself in the best situation possible to be able to catch those trades should they develop. So and there is times you will catch trades like I did. So it's definitely helpful to apply these tips and kind of at least experiment, try a few things out, see what works for you. It's like anything. If you watch a video, if you read a book, find out what suits you, take it away, ignore the rest. Exactly the same in this video. Experiment, take it away, see what works for you, and then just ignore the rest. So that's key. And then the last thing I would say, this really depends whether you like or you don't like your job. For me, I didn't mind it, but it was quite mundane. I was doing the exact same task like week in, week out. Friday would be a set day for doing this thing, or Monday would be a set thing for doing this day. There was no real variation. I didn't really like it. That's why I never really liked a 9 to 5. But if you do enjoy it, that's great. I think you need to leverage that situation and use it, and think of it as in a positive way, that your 9 to 5 is providing you capital to, number one, trade with to build up your account on the side, and number two, give you time, at least at night, to learn how to trade so you can build up that side hustle into the main hustle. So that's the kind of the main goal for a lot of people. Not everyone. Some people will want to work a part-time job and then still trade on the side. There's no right or wrong. For me, I was a little bit infatuated with the whole full-time trader thing, but then when I got out, I realized that I don't only want to do trading, I want to do other things. I want to build other businesses, I want to work on other things as well. So I kind of think you need a lot of variation, but it depends on the person. So for some people, they're happy sitting on the charts all day, just, you know, doing a few different things. For me, I'm happy sitting on the charts, especially if I'm backtesting and working on my trading itself. But otherwise, I wouldn't want to just sit in front of the charts all day and just wait for trades. I'd rather be working on other things, working on myself, working on other businesses, other ideas, etc, etc, etc. So you have to focus on what you do want. But before I get off on too much of a tangent, I think the main point with this is that if you do like your job, great. Think of it as a great thing that that pays you money to trade with. If you don't like your job, still think of it in the exact same way. But what really helped me, and this is going to sound cliche to a lot of people because it does, but like having that vision of where you're going to be in 6 months, in 12 months, even in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, however long it takes you to get out of that 9 to 5 if you want to get out, or at least go part-time, have that vision in mind, have that anchor in mind that represents freedom to you, because 9 to 5 for me wasn't representing freedom, but I had the ability to be able to, take leave. So I'd take leave, go to Starbucks, feel like I was actually a full-time trader for that day. That's something I've recommended before in previous videos that I learned from a mentor that really, really helped me in the past. So actually putting yourself in that situation as if you are a full-time trader or you are your future self is super powerful. So for me, sounds cliche, but that anchor for me was always Starbucks. When I was having a bad day at work and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, I would always think about, well, eventually I'm going to have the freedom to be able to work in Starbucks, whenever I want to, go in the day, go for a quick coffee. Like that always drove me. So have that anchor, whether it's Starbucks, whether it's freedom, whether it's just working from home, whether it's seeing family and friends, have an anchor that you have to go to in those bad times that you can just go to, that drives you to just carry on and to just persist. So that will be the main point I'll mention, just an added extra onto the video. But yeah, just leverage your situation. Make sure your boss doesn't watch this video, and make sure he or she doesn't catch you trading or taking trades, etc, etc. But just be smart with it. You can kind of leverage your situation, whatever you may be in, whether it's the toilets, whether it's the kitchen, whether it's going upstairs, whether it's an excuse to go to the car. Like, you can figure it out. So figure it out, be smart, take trades when you can, check the charts when you can, and just overall leverage your situation. So hopefully this has been helpful and you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, you can apply these actual things, experiment for yourself and see if it works or not. If it does, great. If it doesn't, move on. But at least you've watched it, at least you've given it a go. So that's the main thing. So apply that, let me know how you do. I'd love it in the next video if you dropped a comment down below after applying these tips and kind of let me know how you're getting on, or drop me a private message on Instagram and just keep me updated into how you're getting on with your trading, with your 9 to 5, etc, etc. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Catch you all on the next one. About to jump on the charts and do some back testing, so I will speak to you all in the next video. Peace out.
With